The mayor's press conference on August 19th raised some flags about the facts and qualifications for federal funds. While the floods are occurring in Chicago and various parts of the city, let's listen to what he has to say and possible resolutions, if any will occur.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Alderman Raymond Lopez. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to the City of Chicago's Southwest Side Gage Park community. Joining us today are my colleagues and, of course, the distinguished mayor of the City of Chicago, Brandon Johnson. We're here because of the unprecedented flooding and damages that have struck the southwest side of Chicago. Many residents, thousands of families have been impacted. And today, earlier, Mayor Johnson and I walked and talked with residents impacted by what we've seen, by what we've heard, and finding out how we can work together for the residents of Chicago who've been negatively impacted in the past and how we can help them prevent this in the future. And with that, I gladly turn the podium over to the Mayor of Chicago to express what he learned today. Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Thank you, Alderman Lopez. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Over the past few weeks, we have seen historic levels of rainfall repeatedly hitting the southwest side of Chicago in particular. On behalf of the entire city of Chicago, let me first also extend a heartfelt thank you to all of our city workers who have been on the front lines of this crisis, especially our OEMC, DWM, DOB, and streets and sanitation workers. After significant rains during the first week of August, we acted swiftly to bring city workers together. We met with the county, and we issued a disaster proclamation after the first round of flooding. Unfortunately, since then, we have been hit again with multiple flooding incidents which have continued to affect our communities. Since August 16th, just 3 days ago, we have had over 5,612 311 calls. All of those calls reported damage to basements. We will continue to direct city resources to the affected areas to ensure that Chicagoans are not facing this crisis alone. Multiple city departments are engaged in this effort. The effort to clean up debris, clear away sewer backups, and then, of course, address safety hazards. Affected residents are encouraged to pick up free supply kits to assist with the flood recovery from their local alderperson's office. The flooding is the result of two factors. The water management system was never properly built on the west and southwest sides of our city. These are working class communities, and frankly, the city failed to plan properly in the past. We will continue to see damaging flood incidents until there are some real structural changes and improvements to our infrastructure as a whole. Second reason is climate change. It means that Chicago's working class communities are experiencing more and more frequent 100-year storms and extreme weather. We need to build more climate resilient infrastructure, plant more trees to absorb water, and modernize our infrastructure to account for this new reality. But today, we are calling for one thing in response to these flooding incidents. We need the state as well as the federal government to provide emergency relief for homeowners as well as our businesses. We will not allow this disaster to turn into a tragedy. We need state and federal dollars so that we can help residents repair their homes and ensure small businesses can fully recover. What we are asking is that residents also fill out their damage assessment surveys so that we can accurately report the extent of the damage. The deadline to fill out the damage assessment is this Friday, August 22nd. Finally, Chicago, I'm asking that we all come together in this moment. It's going to take all of us to build stronger and more resilient communities.
Some of the areas affected this weekend and overnight also experienced flash floods in July. There are wards like 6th Ward, 12th Ward, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, and the 23rd Ward. Completing the survey does not guarantee eligibility for financial assistance aid or funding of any kind. The information collected will be used strictly for assessment and planning purposes as the city pursues all avenues for resources for our residents.
When you are filling out the survey, your documentation status is not necessary to disclose. So this is for individuals who are residents or citizens, and as well as undocumented individuals. That information will not be disclosed, so your status will be protected as the Welcoming City Ordinance permits.
Mayor Johnson's administration will vigorously defend Chicagoans from any unconstitutional or unlawful attempts to strip residents of the funding and services that they are entitled to.
And have you spoken with the governor today about relief?
I have not spoken to the governor today about relief. We fully anticipate that the governor will be responsive, as he has historically been. The ultimate goal is to make sure that this doesn't become the norm, and it really requires us to invest in people, and that will require progressive revenue. And I'm going to always tell people the truth.
This is why the feds cut off Chicago and Illinois. The leadership won't comply with citizen rights. Tell us your thoughts. Thanks in advance for liking, sharing, commenting, and/or subscribing. See you in the next one.